I know Dan's stuck in there. But for some reason, I can hear the music twice, which is very annoying. Anyway, I'll pretend I can't hear it. Welcome to Chase to the Underground, and we're currently watching Dan try and fix his
Set up.
camera.
Whoop,
I
whoop.
mean, it's pretty trippy.
He's got a nice flowers shirt on.
When I know why I can hear
Flowers.
it. It's because I had the live stream in another tab.
Ooh.
So
Echo.
the D's have set off. Oh, let's quickly. Oh no, I've just messed up.
Uh-oh.
It's
Well, I
not
wrote
going-
some...
It's not going well. Anyway, let's just quickly, before we hop in with the race, just look at the cats. So the cat D's are already set off. 4 minutes ago, the cat C's are just heading out now. And we will catch up with them and my graphic. I told you it's not going well today.
Yeah. It's quite foggy in there.
It's a bit foggy, yeah. Cat B's will be 3 minutes later. And I haven't updated the graphic. The cat A's have performed so poorly over the past few weeks, but we gave them another minute. So they will actually be starting 1 minute after the cat B's. So my infographic is wrong. I apologize profusely.
All right. I'm going to stick up for the A's, even though I'm not an A, because I did a Racing Score women's chase race, and it was just me in the A group. And so I forced an underage rider to ride with me above her category so that I wasn't alone. But closing the gaps is really hard when it's just like two people. There's no chance to rest. Yeah. So I respect the A's for trying.
Well, that is good. That makes one of us.
No.
No, I'm joking. The A's are cool. Obviously, they have the hardest job. You know, they start last. Everybody else gets an advantage. The A's get 0 advantage, and they're normally the smallest group. So, I have to try and light a fire underneath them. You see, to encourage them to get the win. They did have in previous years a lot of wins. They won nearly every race. So I feel like they've had a bit of a fall from grace, really. So,
or maybe the draft dynamics have changed in Zwift.
That's almost definitely the case.
I will say that Wandering Flats, the course that we're doing, the Zwift Insider profile said at 2 watts a kilo, it would take 47 minutes, and at 4 watts a kilo, it would take 35 minutes. So the A's will probably come in over that. So maybe 34 minutes, and the D's hopefully will be going faster than 2 watts a kilo. So, I mean, 8 minutes between them means the A's should catch the D's, right?
I would imagine the A's will catch the B's today. If they don't, then that is tragic, frankly.
But even if we don't see closing a lot before the end, there's that long draggy climb to finish, and I think the A's are going to be able to, and the B's are going to be able to close a lot of gaps there, like right in that final couple K. So,
well, the proof will be in the pudding. Dan obviously is listening in, feeling the pressure. Yeah, and Dan also has the same mic as us, I think. So.
Ooh.
It is like
so his sound is going to be good.
Well, I've muted him, so.
Oh.
I presume we're going to hear some heavy breathing otherwise, so.
I've heard that A's don't even breathe heavily.
Really?
I've heard they're just.
Where did you hear this? Did you hear this in the Discord for A group riders?
No, I don't check that group because I like to ignore the things that I have nothing to do with. But I did get to hear Alice, Ann, and Steph working super hard yesterday in the elite race. That's amazing. I love those people. Well,
that's just incredible. As well if you're de-essing them. Yeah, the guys had a great race yesterday.
Who were the top finishers for the guys for Coalition? Because I know they won,
y-
right?
We are the team. As a team, we won. Mikhail came second. Ollie came fifth. So second, fifth, and Lionel came, I think, like 14th, maybe. But we had the three highest riders of any team. So we managed to get the win for the race, and we also moved up to the top of the leaderboard.
And what about the women's? The women's, I think Steph was 12th or around there, and then Anne was around 15, and then Alice was like 19, 18, 19.
Yeah, I think all of them, we had three in the top 20, like so. But they didn't publish in the stream, unless someone can correct me, but I didn't see if they had published the team leaderboard. So the women were second after the first race. So not sure where they are currently going to be. So I think they'll still be second or third, I would have thought. So
They
so
did
we have to
awesome.
wait and see. Yeah.
That was a very hard course. As in, I would not like to do it. So the A's have started off now, right?
Well, Dan is swaying, so I can only presume they've started. You know,
he's actually not on the bike at all.
I'm not a body language expert. Yeah, maybe he's just got some like disco on, and he's got some night fever.
He's got too many biceps
Or
to be a biker.
he's got a little trampoline. Maybe he's got a little trampoline. Have you seen those workouts they do with the trampolines?
That's what Stan's doing.
Okay, well, we will focus a little bit on the race. We're currently with the D's. They seem to be doing pretty well. I think that lorry reversing is not on the live stream. I think that is in Becca's house.
Yes, sorry.
Yes.
Trash truck.
Trash truck. Oh, that's a D that's been dropped. Another D that's been dropped.
Oh.
Here are the C's. Ooh, they're looking sizable. Okay.
How many are in the group? I see 18 total, but what's...
If we get a little view from above, it probably is going to be about 18, I would have thought. It's probably one of the smallest C groups we've seen for a few weeks.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I wouldn't be in this group. I wouldn't have been... So last week, I rode with this group because the band that you had was 350 to 550. This week you adjusted it, right? So it's 350 to 500.
Exactly. There were too many C's last week, so we tried to move them up to B.
We also killed everyone last week, so maybe.
I think it's well, we'll check the numbers in a second. We'll see how they work out. KJ is in the... KJ, how many accounts do you have? KJ's saying A should catch, and she also noted they are moving along at a nice clip. Well, we will soon see how they're getting on. C's looking pretty happy. Apart from the ones which have been dropped. Here are the B's. Oh, look how big the B's are! That's some big B's.
Saving the bees. No, you can't not say it.
I don't think. Well, I did say B's, but I think. Am I going to have to change the categories back next week? Because it's
maybe
a lot
525. This is a lot.
That's a lot of bees.
Yeah. And Carolina, she was on Coalition for a while. Now she's on Wahoo, but I see her in there. That's awesome. Jan's in there. Is Jan a B or an A? Or in the old system, is he a B or an A? He catted up for a while, but then he hurt his ribs. So
I don't know currently.
Or his elbow. I'm gonna check. I'm checking.
Well, if he's in there with the B's, I mean, this is the Zwift Racing score. There is no such thing as A's and B's anymore.
I know, but that is such bullshit to me. I'm sorry. Just
well, I mean, yeah, the whole point of the like scoring is supposed to make it more like normal road racing. So, you know, you start in like in the UK, you start in Cat 4, you win some races, you go up to Cat 3, etc., etc. So, I mean, they should still call them cats in my mind.
I still get it. I mean, I get the theory, but when you have somebody who's a A rider or has been an A rider, and now the racing score puts them in C, you're a little like, okay, there should be some flex at the edges, but really, should it be that different? I mean, it,
No, I mean it's supposed to stop sandbaggers.
yeah, but it just like downgrades women that are TTers, for instance, like women who have long power. But now what I've seen in a couple races with the racing score is those women with the long power are just off the front by like a kilometer. And you're like, okay, bye. So I don't know, but I think it's gonna take some adjusting.
Yeah, let's hope that they're paying attention and making
How big
those
is it?
adjustments.
How big's the A group?
Well,
So,
we're going to see right now.
whoop, whoop, whoop.
Hmm.
Oh, is it just? No, it's not just one person.
Is that just one? That's one A off the front.
Why is the A off the front? No, don't do
Think
that,
so.
A.
Let's see. Dan Pan leading out. Give him a ride on. Let's see if he appreciates it.
Oh, they're actually only 0.3 kilometers back. They're close.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well, I'm
when you
currently in
switch
the
it.
helicopter. I'm trying to see.
So 4.8.
Wow. I mean, I'm so far away in the helicopter that I'm just looking at specs.
You could see them on the mini map.
Well, it says 1 minute 16. So they've actually fallen back, possibly.
Oh no.
I don't know about your
No!
prediction, but oh,
How is that
Dan's dropping off the
possible?
back. What's he doing? Dan, come on. That's it.
He's just TTing.
I don't know. I
He's
think he just
turning them
wants
into a
us to
TTT.
say his
No, he's
name.
there.
Oh, I think he likes being talked about. I think that's why. So he just did that too. Now he's back on the front. Look at that. Stunning work.
Yeah. He was just doing the slingshot.
Well, the gap actually now has gone up to, it's come back to 1 minute and 5. So,
I don't even think.
well, now it's 56 seconds. So again, the gaps on Zwift are a complete nightmare to try and figure out. Like, but not that many A's, unfortunately. So it is going to be a bit more difficult for them.
2, 4, 5.
So now roughly they've made 3 seconds in 6 kilometers. So I don't know. Do the maths.
I think they're going to close it. I think they're going to close it at the end. Frankly, I think once that grade starts that draggy climb, the A's are going to be able to. That's my prediction.
I love the fact that you're rooting for them.
Yeah, usually I don't because usually I'm racing. I can't root for a category I'm not racing.
I mean, previous weeks I've rooted for the bees. Well, at least last week I did because I had the kit on. I think I'm going to stick with the bees again this week. Again, I'm a C,
What are they doing at the
so I
front,
should
though?
root for the C's, but the C's have won so many times that, like, no, they don't need.
They usually
any
have
more
the biggest
support.
group, though.
They do, and I feel
So
like
what are they
because
doing
the
at the front
bees
here? I feel
are
like it's
bigger, the
tame.
bigger bees, because the bees are bigger, they are probably part of the reason also why the A's have not been able to really close that gap. So,
But what are what? So he's only doing 4.0 at the front. I don't think that's enough. I think in order to stay in front of the A's, they have to do like 4.2 to 4.5 on the front at least.
yeah, but the A's also have to do some work.
Yeah. Oh, there he goes. Jan's picking it up.
Yeah, huh?
I think he heard us.
Did he?
Yeah, he must have. Because he came to the front. He was like, "Oh, you're right. We aren't doing enough."
Well, maybe, but let's see
Yeah.
how long that lasts. Sometimes people just slingshot through, and then before you know it, they've given up. So I hope not, because, as I say, rooting for the bees this week. And I think they have a really good chance, to be honest. I'm just trying to get up the predictions from Zwift Power.
Have those
And,
actually like been accurate though?
Jein,
Yeah.
as the Germans say.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at the C's though, they don't look like they're going very fast. But let's see what they're doing at the front of the group, power-wise. I think that was about. Oh no, there's some loose.
Can we talk about something
some
controversial?
loose D's. Yeah, go for it.
So this is when I would love to have Sauce up.
Oh,
So-
I mean, is it controversial?
It is, because supposedly it's against Swift's terms of service. I mean, so I don't use it for any elite like de-essing or like I respect the boundaries. However, I think it's bullshit because I think like
That's your
the
second
data.
bullshit of the stream.
You're really lucky I'm not dropping any F-bombs. I just haven't gotten like enthused enough to do it. But
Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that. That's mainly Dan's fault.
he's working so hard. I want to respect his effort. But I love the data that Sauce gives you, and especially for something like commentating or de-essing, where the data is public. Like you know who's in this group. You can count the number of riders. But if you have just a little circle that says, "Oh, there's 13 in this group," it's super convenient, and you don't have to just click along the side. It's an easy button, and I think it's helpful for commentating, and I think it's helpful for like road captaining. You know
I've never actually used it, to be honest. I'm pretty sure there will be like elite team DSs who 100% use it. They don't care, but it's against terms of service.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them are up to much worse things than using Source. So
Yeah.
I would be happy if it was Source was the extent of things. So
It pulls in data from like Swift Power. So it'll show you, is this person that's passing me, they have a FTP of 250. Is that 5 watts a kilo or is that 3 watts a kilo? Like that is kind of important information, and it's publicly available. If you knew that rider, you'd know what their size is, right? So I don't know. What the giggles?
that's
out of your house.
That's just my wife. She's a massive fan of my work. So
She's just
why are you laughing now?
Yeah.
Right.
Because I don't believe it.
I don't know. I think she's on TikTok. So
That sounds
much more
sounds
entertaining. Or she's watching the live stream. She's not. Zwift Power is currently has everyone pretty much finishing. Well, the C's, the B's, and the A's are all finishing within seconds of one another.
Ooh,
But
that's a good race.
That looks on paper a good race. It reckons the D's will finish a minute ahead of everybody else, which I find very hard to believe. So, if I take
How fast are the D's going right now?
I don't know.
C's are going.
The D's look very fractured, so there might just be one. Well, no, actually, there were a couple of D's off the back, but these D's are swinging. They're swinging,
And they're still 1.6 kilometers ahead of the C's. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, remember this is new D's, so it's not your grandfather's D group.
So there's some C's in here for sure.
Probably, yeah.
But
they have maintained a sense of discipline, which is something which is just so important for chase racing, which we see, quite often, especially in smaller groups. You can see it just fall away. All discipline, all communication. But, we can clearly see here the D's imbued by the power of the original Coalition Alpha kit. And they're looking good. I mean, maybe Zwift Power has it right. What do you think?
No, I don't think so. They're about halfway into the course, so they've got 11 and a half more kilometers. They started with a 4-minute gap to C's, but right now it's down to 1.6 kilometers at like 40 kilometers per hour, which they're not going 40 kilometers an hour, but that would be 2.5 minutes, right? 2 minutes 40. So they've already closed a bunch of the gap, and I think the back half is going to be harder for the D's to stay ahead because of that hill.
Yeah, I mean, The gap really doesn't look like it's come down a lot. I mean, was it 2 minutes? 2 minutes by the looks
It
of
was
things?
4 minutes, right? 4 minutes between the D's and the C's.
Yes.
3 minutes between the
But
C's and the D's.
it looks
and
like
then
it's
1
2
minute.
minutes currently on the road.
So they've done half, and
They've done
the first half was flat.
Yeah.
So hardest to make up time on the flat, but in the back half, arguably the D's are going to have a harder time keeping their pace as high.
Isn't
And
Jochen
there's that
supposed to
hill.
be the ride leader and he's been dropped? Is he?
Aw.
Is it because he's on a TT bike?
Ooh.
Come on.
Maybe he's not really on a TT bike. Maybe he changed in the pen.
He could have changed in the pen, or he could have made an honest
Fireball.
mistake.
Yeah.
Are you going to sing it or am I?
I think you have to because I don't know.
No,
what you're talking
I'm not
about.
going to sing it. I don't know. I guess, it must have been an honest mistake, but that is Shada. I'm afraid. We'll jump back to the Bs. The Bs are 1:15 by the looks of things, but behind the
C's?
Cs.
So they're going to catch the C's. Catch. They're going to catch the C's.
Catch. Well, I like the way you're saying like sauce.
What?
You were
That's
like
not an accent. That's just words.
sauce. You're
Sauce.
like,
How do you say sauce?
well, I don't say sauce. Sauce.
You sound like an idiot when you say it like that. Sauce.
That's how you pronounce it. Sauce.
No. No. No.
Okay, KJ is very active.
Yeah,
It's a mistake.
I'm like, wait.
That is pronounced oh ha hoo.
Wow. Ohio. Is
KJ,
that Ohio?
Is that how you laugh? Oh.
I love people with funny laughs. They really make a joke just funnier.
I used to when I was at school, secondary school, I guess you call that high school. There was a guy called Thomas Busfield, and I always said he had a fake laugh because he literally laughed like this: ha, 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 ha. That is the most fake laugh ever. He didn't like being called. He didn't like me pointing out as a fake laugh, but I'm sorry if that's how you literally laugh. It sounds like a fake laugh.
But it makes you laugh. If somebody else's laugh makes you laugh, then
it still makes me laugh. Like
all right.
30 years later, or however, no, less than that. But.
So do we have ride leaders for each of these? So
Yine. Sorry. I think it's
because I haven't
only
seen
the
any
C's.
messages.
Nah, C's the only C. The ride leader of the C's was you, but you've ditched your responsibility to
What? No.
to talk to me.
I can't even join C's this week.
I think it's just because you wanted the A's to win, so it's fine. It's fine. Like,
No.
so the C's are running solo tonight.
Oh, that makes me sad. I feel bad about that. But I couldn't have joined them anyway because of the new category system.
Oh yeah, and you didn't want to, but wow, it's just as well you weren't in with the B's because they are colossal in size.
What are they doing at the?
Oh, there's
What
a
are they doing in the
cheeky, there's a cheeky C in there already. What's the
Right in
gap
the middle,
looking
that's good.
like? What is the gap looking like? With the new improved Zwift
Let's see.
with terrible time gap information, it says 1:50. This could be complete BS, or as Becca would say, bullshit.
It doesn't count as not swearing if you use an abbreviation. That's still swearing.
Those are sorry.
It's still swearing if you use an abbreviation. It's just more exciting if you use the full term.
I did what? Yeah.
All right. So this is the C's. C's are at 15.9. Okay. What are the D's at?
The D's are at
Oh, they're still 2/3.
Yeah, I'm in with Eric. Oh, they're onto the gravel, and the clouds are moving very quickly. What's that gap looking like? Still,
That's
1 minute.
1.2.
2 minutes, I think. Still.
Less than 2 minutes. It should be less than 2 minutes.
Well,
It's 15.9 to 17.1 is
yeah,
1.2 kilometers.
yeah, but yeah. I'm just saying on the side, the time gap is currently 1 minute 30 back to Jochen, who
You're gonna
is
make me eat my words.
who's in
Damn it.
the chase D group. And it looks like it's 2 minutes back.
All right, so they're at 17.5. What are the A's at? Quick,
Oh.
scroll.
Does it matter? Does it matter?
Yes.
Okay. Well, here you go. Well, look, there is nobody in sight chasing these D's.
Yeah, they still have 8 kilometers.
There's the D chase group. Here's the C's. They're not even on the gravel yet. So,
Yeah,
but they are.
they're
They're only 16 seconds, I think, behind Jochen. So possibly they will be thinking that they are going to catch
A's. Where are the
B's.
A's?
Oh my god. There's the B's. Still a way back.
Yeah.
And well, they're all dropped people. I don't know. Where are
The
they?
A's have given up. 15.9.
The A's have given up.
They're
We're
gonna have to work. They're
we're
gonna
gonna
have to work on
this-
that hill.
Oh, this is them. This is they. 40 seconds behind the Bees. So they have done some effort. Dan, the man's doing a bit of a pull here.
He's doing a lot of the effort.
He's doing a lot of the effort, but he's not even sweating. We can see him live here right
Not
now.
even working hard on his mini trampoline. I
mean, look,
like that mental
There
image.
he is. What do you
I like the
think
idea
Dan
of
is
thinking of-
thinking right now? He's thinking, ooh. He's thinking, why the fuck aren't there more A's? But there you go.
These are the A's.
He's doing a little bit of work. Oh, look, he's got like
He's working.
he's got a pedal shaped air freshener by the looks of things.
Does it
Yes.
smell like ass? Is that like what is it?
It's ass.
Pedal shape?
Do you pedal with your ass? That's
Well,
fucking weird.
no, but
like-
I imagine anything close to your shoes would smell like your shoes. My shoes smell very bad.
Okay.
I mean, how good do your shoes smell? Because they shouldn't smell good. That just
They
means
do-
you haven't
well-
sweat in them.
They do smell good, actually.
What? Oh, that's because
Yeah.
you've been running.
I still be doing a little bit of swifting, but they smell like candy floss. So, oh, Dan just slipping off the front, off the back, even. He needs to
He's-
sniff his smelling salts,
he's-
not the air
he's-
freshener.
He's coming. He's coming.
Have you ever smelt smelling salts?
No.
Really? I think you should get some for next week's live stream. Smelling salt? Smelling
Are you
salt?
talking about
Yeah.
what like bath salts, but not the
No.
drug?
No. They're smelling salts.
Nope. Don't know
You're
what
supposed to take a sniff, and then it like will give you a lot of energy for like weightlifting and stuff.
You know what I heard that they do at Oktoberfest?
Drink
I
a lot of
heard-
beer.
Yes. But also, a friend of mine went and said that everybody was like sniffing white powder, and they were like, that's a lot of cocaine. Like, how is that happening? And then turns out it was like menthol mixed with sugar, like with powdered sugar, and people were like snorting it to
Right.
be awake and aware. And I was like, how does
This sounds like
can't-
an alibi for sniffing a lot of coke. Yeah, it's sugar. And they're like, yeah, das stimmt.
No, I mean, my friend didn't do it, so I mean, her word is not really legitimate because she didn't actually try
Oh,
it,
that's true.
but still, the amount that they were doing, I think, would have caused everyone to die if they were doing cocaine. So
I dispute that.
you're like, I know how much you can take.
What you mentioned before we went live, you had a schedule.
I did. Well, we talked about the elite race.
Yes, we
We
did.
did not talk about registration for round 2 for ZRL.
Perfect
Yeah.
time to talk about that.
Yeah.
So
I find that round 1 is always a little harder than expected because there's a lot of people, if you're not an A, there's a lot of people who come in from outside who are like, oh, I'm a C now on Zwift. And so they join a C team and then they like slaughter everyone. And
yes.
then, you know, by round 2, they start to cat up and then they go play with the people that they should be playing with, the ACAT people. And then there's more people joining that are legitimately C's or B's. So I'm hoping that we see more teams coming out to join the fun. And we're watching a guy get dropped. Oh no!
I
go,
know, but on the plus side, doesn't have a heart
he's
rate
doing-
monitor on, so you're out of the results anyway.
buddy. Oh,
But look,
no, let's
they're
not make him feel worse.
We'll just hop back in with the A's. They're only 16 seconds
Ooh.
back. So
And the A's are.
yeah.
I said.
It's only to the B's. It's not to the front of the race. Chill your boots.
I'm just saying. I mean, look at all the dots on the mini map. You can see them all. You can see A. You can see A, B, C.
They've just gone past Jochen on his TT bike. Sorry, Jochen.
And they're gonna hit this sharp incline, and if they hit it right, they're gonna take 10 seconds on the field.
Well, look, you can see on the mini map. You can see on the mini map. The A's can smell the B's right now.
Watch this.
Dan can't because of his air freshener, but everybody else can smell the B's.
Minty fresh.
They
See, right
need to
here,
work
I think they're
together,
going to take
though.
10 seconds. I think they're going to take 10 seconds right here.
Well,
they're going to close it.
they've got to work together. They've got
8%,
to go
9%.
full T. Like, they need all the T's right now because they're going to need it. But they are scooping up. There's another dropped D rider. There is this dropped B rider right here. And there are lots of groups ahead. So we're going to
now they've got draft from everybody.
The three musketeers right here are going to just keep on pushing. This feels good right now. This feels good. Now they're just flying past people. This is what they have been after the entire race. That little
and there's still 5K left.
That little taste of...
And they can take micro rests as they get to a big group.
Micro rests, exactly. We don't talk enough about micro rests.
That's not on my agenda. We can't talk about it.
Oh, okay. Well, we're not going to talk about micro rests. But, you know, this little section here is 100% the point where the A's are going to catch up. And how many of these B's are going to hang tough with Dan Pan and the Musketeers? I don't know.
If only one of your commentators had said that this was going to be the pivotal point and that this is where the A's were going to overtake everybody. I don't know. That would have been.
It's not pivotal yet. Let's be clear. Like, this
Look at that lineup.
Actually, if you look further up on the minimap, you can see the C's.
Yeah.
So this is a catch fest. Let's jump ahead. And here are the C's. So this is the best chance that these guys are going to have. So it's clear, Eric and some of the D's are up the road. They have done that main bit of the climb already, and they're out on this flat section. So they're off and away.
So the first one's 35 seconds ahead of where you are, right? That's the first guy, W Tap.
Yeah, whether they're actually going to be there when we come to the final results, we'll have to see. But yeah, could be. But there is more climbing ahead.
No, that's false. They're going to go left. They're not going to go right. That mini map is for the right.
Oh, okay. Well,
this happened yesterday. Yeah. I don't know why it does that, but.
Well, because it's stupid. So yeah. Okay. So let's jump back then and let's see how everybody else is doing. So there's some Bs, there's some Cs. They're out on this flatter section. Very split up right now. They still have a really good chance of catching the Ds, actually. Let's
So
just
this is
see.
the alter ego. This is Jan Bauer, right? Not Jesse Bauer.
Yeah, well, look, here we are. We're in. Dan Pan is here.
All right, Dad, go,
Come
go,
on,
go, go.
Dan. David's with him.
Why is he not red? Why is his dot not red?
What?
His dot on the mini map should be red. I know you're Russ.
I don't know. Well, listen.
So
Fair
there's
play.
still 3K to go.
3K from the front, or
3K from here for Dan Pan.
for Dan Pan. Well, woohoo! Is that enough? KJ's berating me for not knowing the routes that I picked. Yeah, I know. I pick it and then I just move on.
So how far ahead?
Well, over a minute apparently.
Really? That's surprising.
These,
Oh, and there's 3 of them.
Yeah. So
I don't like to eat my words. Come on, Dan. Come on. You can do it.
come on, Dan. Can I just quickly? Oh, I can't unmute Dan. Dan, come on. Oh.
Roar. You need roar. That's what you need. Roar!
He needs to roar.
Yeah.
Dan,
Yeah.
are you gonna win?
No.
Okay.
Come on. You can do it. You could do it. I believe in you.
Thank you, Dan. That was great to hear from Dan there. Not confident.
He doesn't have much confidence in
Not
the A's.
confident.
Oh. Oh man, it is only 1.6 kilometers left. That is that would be hard.
But we do have this BCA mega group, which if they work together, I think they could do it. They could do it because the Ds are fractious at best.
Yeah, but they're still going a good speed, and it's lumpy down for here.
Lumpy down.
Yeah,
Terrible nickname.
but was that your nickname in college?
It's not my nickname.
Lumpy.
No.
Lumpy.
All right, we're in the last kilometer now, so let's
Okay.
hang in with these Ds.
I'm
When
happy
was-
that the D's won. but-
When was the last time the Ds? And look, they haven't even got disc wheels on. Is that the secret? To have the shallowest wheels possible?
No, I don't know how they did. I don't know how they kept away, honestly. But
I
'Cause-
don't. Unless they went over the watts per cat. I mean, but they're traveling. Well, I mean, D Smith is cycling between 1.6 and 4 watts per kilo quite erratically. So I'm not too sure about that power.
give them a ride on anyway.
No, definitely not.
What? Oh,
No. Yeah,
okay. Well,
the power looks
I
dodgy to me. Sorry.
have one thing left on my agenda. Actually, I have 2 things.
Go on.
And
Well,
we're
you're running out
last
of
one.
time, so
I know. One, women involvement in chase. I think we did a women's chase with all the coalition jerseys. That was super awesome. But I do think that women are having a hard time. Oh, look at that finish.
oh, here's the sprint.
What's that sprint? At
Have a
like
quick
9?
look.
Is that
Whoa.
9 watts a kilo?
Yeah, 9 watts per kilo. So it is
All
going
right.
to
I
be
don't-
Martins followed by Connolly. Well done.
These are all the D's. I wonder.
These are all the D's.
And they're going really fast.
Oh, not bad, not bad.
I do think that women have a hard time staying with these groups because there's just not enough.
Whoa! As you
Is
say that, there's a
who is-
big
who is that?
sprint coming
Oh,
from
Jesse Bauer.
Jay.
Jan Bauer.
No, Jan Bauer.
So it's the D's and the
Whoa.
A's.
There's the
And they were
clear-
pretty close by the end. Was that 30 seconds?
Here's Eric. Eric can have a ride on. Go on, Eric. Ah, David's not far behind. Is David going to catch? David might catch.
No, come on out of the line. Oh,
Here's
Dan
the
Pan. Oh, my
Panster, the
goodness.
Panster.
Oh. That was close.
Wow, that was close. That was pretty close, all in all. I think
And
the,
here's
the
Niels.
D's,
That's
the
a good
D's
spread. Look at
won
that.
like surprisingly
Double digits.
easily in
Woo.
the end.
I know. I'm very surprised at that. I'm gonna go look at what their category is.
Yeah, go look what their actual category is.
Yeah, they could have been. They
They'll-
could be
you'll
one of
find
those,
out
like, just
they're-
returned from
You'll
outside.
find out they were A's, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, Carlos Ciano.
I mean, the power looked very dodgy from that guy, to be honest. I don't know if it was Sticky Watts, but
It wasn't all the way down.
it was spiking quite a lot.
It was.
It looked like sort of thing you see if someone's riding on rollers. So maybe
Oh,
has a
really?
kick a snap.
Yeah. I'm gonna go look at. Yeah, I'm gonna go look at the
Will.
D's. But they're not gonna be up yet, right?
Oh, poor old.
Good job,
Jochen.
Dan.
Well done, Dan. Let's bring Dan in. Dan.
Hey,
I was rooting for you.
I heard. Thank you.
You did great.
We sent one up the road in the last few. Okay, I was trying to let you know that Bauer was going for it, but we lost
Jan.
somebody. Yeah, we lost somebody with about 10K to go, so it was just 4 of us.
Oh, it sucks.
That's hard.
It's tough.
Yeah.
I got a 20-minute PB.
Woohoo!
Shut up.
Yeah.
You know who wins?
20-minute
Coalition.
PB.
You know who
Coalition
won?
chase race.
Coalition.
Chase race. Bring in
It's a great
the
race to get
PBs.
PBs.
Yeah.
That's true.
And right when you were tired.
There's your
You
accent
hit
again.
that hill. Oh, shut up.
Coward.
I don't have an accent.
Faust.
Ah. Dan lives where I live, right?
What
Yeah,
in your
I'm in the
house?
Bay Area.
He lives in my house. He's
your
right there.
roomies.
I can hear her.
He lives like 50 miles away from me.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I mean, that's quite far for non-Americans.
Yeah, in
Yeah,
England it would be like
I
a
go
different
right
country.
up there. I ride up there about 10 times a year.
Wow. You could
Maybe
give me
more.
a shout. I wouldn't
Yeah.
ride with you, but my husband would.
Yeah.
I don't ride with fast people. I don't enjoy that. But I'm a good wheel sucker.
I don't always do fast rides.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you got to do some
I
base
do.
rides every now and then.
Yeah. And in
Yeah,
the
so-
spring, I do some brevets with
Oh.
the SF Club.
Well, they end up here a lot, actually.
Yeah.
So, do you know Will Riffermacher by chance?
No.
Oh,
I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah.
See.
Does he do the chase race?
No, he's not really a
Lame.
Zwifter, but he does a lot of in real life in the area. He actually rode against my husband in college and then ended up switching into cycling, and then he won a lot in this area. He races for the there's a club in SF that I keep forgetting the name of, but
Oh, so he rode rather than he rode.
yeah, we switched from rowing to riding, and it's very confusing in the past tense
Yeah.
because people will be like, "Oh, you rode."
Yeah.
Yes, but
Yes and yes.
you have to make the motion in order to get
Yes.
people to
I
understand.
rode my boat.
Yes, I rode my boat, not my bike.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't
But-
race in real life, though, so that's probably why I
Oh.
don't see it.
Well, I remember you had that very great, interesting fact that Reese threw out the window and was like,
yeah.
"That's not interesting. It's biking." And I was like, "We're a biking team."
Remind me what it was. Whoa! Quick! It's Jochen coming
organizes
across the
the-
line
Hey,
on a CT bike. Way! Well done, Jochen.
He looks very pro. Dan organizes the hill climb in the area, where it's essentially like our segment of the month, but outside.
Ooh.
And
Yep.
which you poo-pooed just like that. That was the same intonation that you
Ah.
used. You're like,
It's very cool. Is it an
is
interesting
very cool.
fact?
how are you differentiating this?
I have an
I-
interesting one from this year, or maybe a fun one. You can tell me. It is bike related, though.
Oh, then he's
Is that
got
already precluded?
I'll
Well,
be
it
interested.
depends. It wasn't interesting facts; they were fun facts. Sorry, I want to make that very clear. You came with the proposition of fun facts, and I was like, "It's interesting, but it's not fun. So,
So I
go
tried a
if you
gravel.
can.
I tried a gravel race this year in Lake Tahoe, and it's
Nice.
very difficult. It killed me, blew me up. It was super hot, so I was just destroyed at the end. 110 miles, but at the end, in the finish, everyone's grabbing a beer, grabbing their food, and I ran into Lachlan Morton, who
Oh,
was just like fresh as a daisy. He had finished like probably an hour before, and he looked at me, and he's just like, "Man, you look like you've been through it." And we just had a moment of swapping stories.
And you were like, shut up. You're not allowed to say that.
Like, thanks, Lachlan. You look nice.
He's like, I'm going to go do it
bet he
again.
did. I bet he'd already washed his hair.
Yeah.
But the confusing thing about Tahoe is that it is at elevation and you're going from non-elevation to elevation. So Reese doesn't necessarily know this, but Tahoe hits 10,000 feet easily.
Yeah.
And so, but where Dan and I live is at sea level. So you're going from
Yeah.
sea level to 10,000 feet
Right.
and maybe not going up a few days in advance to get used to it. So it
Yeah.
makes it a lot harder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
just-
You don't have
do
that
type of
elevation in
race.
Germany.
I didn't have any heat acclimation. It just killed me.
Yeah. Blame it on the elevation and the heat. That's okay. There's
I
always
can blame
an
it on
excuse.
lots of things.
Yeah.
I can vouch for the heat. So the last
Yeah.
mountain race I did running, which was I didn't even finish because I had to scratch, but I did whatever. I did 6,000 feet, 7,000 feet in. Well, it took me eight hours, but it was only in the space of 30 kilometers running.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That sounds.
pretty steep, and it was the hottest day of the year, and it absolutely killed me. And there were people like running off the side of the trail and jumping in waterfalls and stuff. So I was quite jealous of that, to be honest. So I can fully vouch for how bad the heat can impact those things.
How do I do commentary? I think that's interesting, Dan. I think it counts as a fun fact.
Thank you.
How do I chat back to KJ? I don't know how to use it, KJ.
You just type.
I'll figure it out. But it says private chat. Is it private chat?
No, this is the chat. She is chatting on YouTube.
Oh.
So,
All right.
and,
well, I'll
and
figure it
then
out. Whatever.
I can just pull in
Technology.
if anybody comments on Twitch, if they comment on YouTube, it all comes into this side chat window, and we
But
You
can,
to
can't
chat
chat
back,
back
you have
from
to
the restream.
I can chat back, or I can just pull it in.
There you go.
Heat training is for sucks. Down. There you
Yes,
go.
KJ. All right, I'm looking at the chat now.
Come race Virginia,
Virginia
gravel in
gravel.
late
Ooh.
July with me in 2025.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah,
Sounds like
late
it'll be
July
hot.
and yeah. It's not necessarily the heat, it's the humidity. You
Uh-huh.
transfer from so I'm from Virginia. I'm from where KJ lives, and when I go back there, it's like you grew 4 times as much hair on your body immediately, and then
That's horrible.
all the heat just gets trapped really close to your
Is
body.
it actual hair?
No.
Okay.
But that would suck.
I only know
Um,
Golden, Virginia, so
What's gold in Virginia?
it's rolling tobacco.
Oh,
That's the only thing
Yeah.
like anybody knows about Virginia over here. I don't know what
all
else.
right. I can't think of
what
anything else
is
about
there?
Virginia, but there's
Yeah.
lots more. The Pentagon.
The
Pentagon's in
Pentagon are
Virginia?
in Virginia?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Fun fact.
Yeah,
That's a fun
facts.
fact.
Yeah. I spent a summer interning there. Haha, fun fact. Haha.
You
Non-biking.
interned at the Pentagon.
Yeah,
The Pentagon is so humongous.
it is.
I've never been, but I had a friend who was a coworker at the time who was in the Pentagon during 9/11 and didn't know anything happened. It's just that big.
Oh yeah. Didn't hear the
Yeah.
missile.
Yeah. It's like a. So it's
Sorry, that
built
went
in
dark.
like 5 rings. So the outside rings are like
That's where
fully
the
separate
entrance
from the inside
are.
rings. Yeah. Yeah. Except- Yeah.
No, it's weird because like I interned at Vice magazine, and you're like, I interned at the Pentagon.
Yeah. That sounds right. actually.
Okay. Yeah. I guess.
Knowing you and knowing me, that does sound right.
Yeah. Okay.
That's true. Here, see, here, Dan, you can come around. You can come ride with him.
Hey,
He rides for dirt, but
Oh,
I
boo.
know. They say boo. I
Mom
haven't.
and Dad inside riding a trainer.
Yeah. I don't like
Are
that.
we
name.
allow
I-
dads. There's not a ban
Yeah.
on
Better
dads
than
in
like,
coalition.
Um,
You have to work on him.
I know. I haven't forced it. Which he was like, if you need me to switch, I will. And I'm like,
Oh.
do I force it? I don't want to because he's got friends and
That's fine. He can bring
Like-
friends. That's fine.
freedom.
We let everybody come in. It's fine.
I know, and I like coalition a lot, but it's hard to take away the free will of your partner. Turns out.
It's understandable. It's understandable.
Yeah.
We want him to come of his own accord. Just keep doing the good work and evangelizing for the coalition.
He would like to commentate. I'm sure he would like to commentate. It's just
Oh,
that he's
he can.
usually at work. So anyway, all right.
That's it. That is it. The Zwift race is over.
Dan's not even sweating anymore. See, this is my rowing shirt. I'm wearing my rowing shirt. This is why.
Did you check the results? Oh, it's a P for
Yeah. I went to Princeton.
Princeton.
You didn't know that?
Why would I
I feel
know
like I've
that?
known you. I don't know. I like keep trying to give you fun facts and you keep poo-pooing them. So
Yeah, I know. I mean, I
imagine-
know Americans keep track of what universities and stuff they went to, but and that's how they divide society. But I mean, I would never know that. Dan, where did you go?
Berkeley.
Oh, Berkeley. Oh God, you're
a good
sworn
one.
enemies or something.
What?
I don't
No,
know.
they're not enemies. They're
Yeah,
too far
well, they
apart to
should be.
enemies. They're 3,000 miles apart.
Yeah, that's normally like enemies are normally quite far apart.
Berkeley in rowing, Berkeley and UW are enemies.
I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, KJ's left as well
Stanford.
in search of sandwiches, so I think that is time for us to
It's your sign.
say
go.
au revoir. James Connolly, by the way, who did win in the D's, I believe is actually a C-Cat typically. So Zwift
Drama.
racing score fail.
But he was in the right
so-
category
oh,
based
yeah.
on the Zwift racing score.
Correct.
I
Second
was listening
place.
to you earlier, Becca.
Yeah.
I think the ZRS it took a initial measurement based on a certain range of data, of time frame, but then it'll like those people who are lower than they should be. Once they start winning races, they should jump up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So-
And it's just painful in this initial phase where
It's just like that first couple races where they just destroy everyone.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
because
Give
all
it a month.
all of
Yeah.
the D's who finished ahead of Jan Bauer are C-Cats.
Ooh.
So there is not one legitimate D winner. So well done, Jan. I mean, you are the legit winner, at least as far as the traditional categories go. I'm afraid that Zwift racing score, which was forced upon us, we had no choice. It sort of fucked things up, to be honest. So they
For now.
For
I
now.
think Dan's right.
Okay.
I think it will. As long as
Yeah.
you race a lot.
Yeah, well, exactly. And the chase race does not affect your racing score. So all
Yeah.
of these 5 C's racing in D with the current racing score, after tonight, their racing score will not have changed. And part of the reason for that is, of course, it's not a standard scratch race. It is a high, like, handicap race. So we don't want people's scores getting ruined because of that.
That makes sense.
But
Okay.
it's sort of annoying, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah. I'm afraid to say anything in case you say I have an accent. So outro music.
You do. It's fine. Anyway, we're going to say goodnight. Thank you, Becca. Thank you, Dan, for joining, giving us that live view.
Good job, Dan.
Good
Thanks.
job, Dan. You did a great
Yeah,
job
thanks for-
capturing, creating a close race. Loved it.
Fun commentary.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
All right.
You're not allowed to leave though until he plays the outro music. Just in case you
Exactly.
get
Oh, yeah.
Like, don't fuck it up. Got one
come
last
after
test
you.
in there. All right. Let's get the outro music, and we will see you again next week for more of Chase to the Underground.